Well, it is a beautiful day for cutting some hay. Not a chance of rain except about 15%. However, I'm not so sure the weatherman knows what he's talking about, because that looks like rain to me. So we got bumped a week. We were supposed to cut hay last week, and that didn't happen because we did end up getting some rain. There was a very good chance of rain all 4 days, starting at Thursday and going through the weekend. So we decided to call it off, which was a very good decision because it did end up raining on Friday. This week, we've had several days where we had 50 to 60% chances of rain. No rain. We ain't got no rain since. And then today, there's 15% chance, and in the next 5 days or 4 days, it's like 5 to 6% chance of rain. Like very little. It's supposed to be sunny, so I was anticipating cutting hay right now. But I'm going to get everything ready and kind of look at this thing again, because just looked at the radar and there's a lot of rain popping up, moving our direction. So I'm going to keep an eye on that, see if it develops into anything else, or if it looks like it's going to start fizzling out before it gets to us. But there's definitely rain on the way, and haymaking is always a gamble. So let's get everything ready, and then we'll look at it again. What I'm working on right now is getting this string down. So we have to put up stakes and a string barrier for the Amazon guys, because otherwise they will drive the closest distance from point A to point B, and that's through the hayfield. So we have to put this up to keep them from driving in. If only they could be like our UPS guy and our FedEx guy. Those two guys are awesome. Next thing we're going to do is go ahead and get some fuel in here, top the tank off. So once we start cutting, we don't have to stop. Get some cherry flavored diesel in here. All right, that should do it. Well, it sprinkled for just a second and it's moved off. It actually looks pretty good behind it. Now, I know there is a slight chance that those storms could still make it that are about an hour or two away, but they look like they're going to fizzle before they get here. So I think we're going to go ahead and start cutting hay. Hey, it wouldn't be right if it was perfect weather and we didn't have anything to worry about, right? Let's get the tractor and get started. All right, we're going to be using our New Holland 451 sickle bar mower. It's a 7-foot bar. Very simple mower, but works really good for us. Got it all greased up and oiled up, and it's ready to go. Oh me, oh my. This is about the 7th or 8th time that this thing has locked up, clogged up with grass. This just ain't working. And to make things worse, I just noticed when I got off that I've got a rock garden missing. And that holds these two blades in place and allows them to stay cutting. And I don't think I can cut without it. So I'm going to have to try to see if I can find it over here in the grass somewhere. And of course, to make things even better, we got rain. maybe a half mile up to a mile away. Well, it took the kids all of about 3 minutes, and they found it, along with all of the parts that go with it out there. And one thing I said they wouldn't find, one of the bolts and nuts. So I'm missing one, so I'm gonna run up to the hardware store, the Tractor Supply in town, and grab one. It's not a big deal because I gotta wait this out and see if this is gonna come and rain on us, which it's looking like it's going to. It's starting to sprinkle. Alrighty, it's just plain comical. I'm trying to find the funniness in it. It is very frustrating. 50 and 60% chances of rain earlier this week, and we got nothing, not even looking like rain. Today, this morning, was a small chance, and that passed, and we were down to a 15%. And it's rumbling thunder and not very far away. Thankfully, that rain that passed through just wet the top of the ground good. It did not come down hard. It was just more of a drizzle. Yes, it did get everything wet, but it did not hurt anything as far as the grass. You can see the grass is all still up on top. It didn't wash it down. So I think I'm going to finish this little section here just to because I've already got all this down as it is. I'm going to just finish this small little section and wait and see what this next storm is going to do. See if it's supposed to pass to the north of us, but we shall see. This ain't working. This is absolutely not working. I do not know what's going on with this sickle mower. Last time when I replaced the blades, we mowed the whole field, it worked perfectly. A brand new belt, brand new blades, and it's been sitting in the barn ever since. Inside, out of the weather. And I can't make, I've adjusted this every way it can be. I've went from perfectly level, tipping down a little, tipping up a little, perfectly level again, high speed, low speed, high throttle. I've done everything I can on this thing. I don't understand what's going on, but it's got me frustrated. I'm going to unhook it. I'm going to unhook it, and I'm going to hook up my bush hog, and I'm going to cut this area right here, and I'm going to see what that looks like. We've got the donkeys that eat the hay, and I know they say it can't be real super short for horses or whatever. I don't know if donkeys are the same. I'll research it and see. But if my bush hog will cut this like I think it will, I'm using the bush hog to cut this field. I mean, as it is, it's leaving a ton behind and cutting very little. And I mean, you can see this is still, I mean, that's pretty deep. That's leaving 5 inches of grass right there. It's ridiculous. Well, if it will cut it long enough to make hay out of, yeah, it'll go a lot quicker. Yeah. And I ain't fighting it.
Bush hogs go on to that. You don't have to do anything but start cutting and it'll go.
That's it. Ooh, ouch. Sharp. All right, move your fingers. Keep your fingers clear, okay? I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to turn it again. Clear? All right. I mean, the belt is super, super tight. It's not like it should be slipping. The bush hog is hooked up. We are going to give it a try. When the sickle mower cuts like it's supposed to, I mean, it does an amazing job. All the way down to cleaning out a space for the next, gearbox area to sit, and it throws that grass in, and it's amazing looking hay. Amazing looking. It's just not worth the hassle. I don't know what I'm doing with it, apparently. Yeah, I don't think that's going to cut it. I don't think that's going to work. That's chewing it up pretty fine. Let's get a little handful of it and go compare here. That's the difference. You got long pieces versus that. It might be chewing it up because it's wet from the rain that just happened. I just don't know. I do not know what to do. I'm gonna take 5 and think on this. All right, I just off camera, I wanted to tinker around and try some new things. So the bush hog cuts it nice and low, very, very nice and low. The only problem is it chews it up a little bit. So the strands are not as long, which is going to be difficult for making hay and keeping the bales together. The second thing that it does is it piles all the grass up in the windrows like that, instead of leaving it all flat. I do not have a tedder. I've never needed one because our grass has never been super thick. But if I were to mow it with the bush hog, I'm definitely going to need a tedder. And that's just going to break it apart more. So I don't think the bush hog is the solution. So we've got more rain building back here behind us. So I think that's all I'm going to do for tonight. And I'm going to think on this a little bit and revisit it tomorrow. Well, it's a new day. I decided that I am going to try to hook the mower back up, and then I'm going to go through it and comb everything over. Just look for any problems that I might be missing, like that missing rock guard, the loose rock guard that fell off, ended up falling off like the second or third pass, and give it another try. I do think that after the rain fell yesterday, it made the grass too wet and I think that was not helping me out any. But that'll be for the next video. For today, I got to stop by the feed mill and get some feed for the pigs and the chickens, both the laying hens and the meat birds. So we're fixing to be there now. We're going to go ahead and get some feed. How much will that hold? Oh man. So each time we fill a barrel, we have to run up and get weighed and then come back and fill the next one. And that's because the prices on each one of the items that they have is different. So that was our last drum, and we're going to get weighed for the last time. Well, we're back home. I'm just gonna come out here and see how this, that's actually not too terribly bad. That's dried out quite a bit. Like I say, because it was cut with the bush hog, this is real small and fine stuff, so I'm not, I think we're gonna lose quite a bit, but it is drying out pretty good. Go over here. This is where the sickle mower was actually cutting good, like it was supposed to. This is actually, flip this over. Yes, I mean, this is already drying out pretty good. I just wish it would have all cut. It's okay. I'm sure there's a reason for it. It was very, very frustrating. Not gonna lie. I was getting pretty aggravated in the flesh out there last night dealing with that sickle mower, but it'll all work out somehow. It'll just be a part 2 to cutting hay. I'm gonna walk out here and show you the broiler chickens real quick. They're really growing. Look at these rascals. They're 6.5 weeks and already very nice sized. Very nice. Now we've got some like this one here. That one's a little bit smaller. There's one right here. That one's a little bit smaller. I don't know, this may be a hen for all I know. I think there might be a couple mixed in, but the some other ones are like this one here. They're stout. Very stout. We plan to butcher them in probably 2 weeks. We'll probably split it up into maybe 2 different sessions, just so it's not so tiresome and we can take our time. But yeah, I'm looking forward to having some more fresh chicken in the freezer. The little piggies are growing. They're about a week or 2 from getting weaned, most likely. They're friendly little guys. Hey, mama. Hey there, mama. What's up, guys? Girls? No, you need to stay in the pen. And those over there are still bigger, even though they're about 4 or 5 days younger. And that little black guy right there with the white face, he is the one that was injured. And you can see he is doing much better. He's still got a slight limp on his back right leg, but the gash wounds have healed up. And he's eating and walking around like he's supposed to now, so I'm excited. We're gonna be keeping him just because he was injured, and I don't want to sell any pigs that have had issues, so we're going to keep him and eat him ourselves. A lot of the other ones we've already got sold, and we've castrated 2 of the boars that are already sold because they wanted them castrated, and we have, I don't know, 2 or 3 more that could possibly be castrated, but we already have a couple of the boars spoken for as well, so the little ones. So ideally we won't have to cut anymore except the one we're going to keep. I was just giving him time to heal from his other injury before we put him through more. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and wrap this video up. I'm going to go try to work on this sickle mower and get it working. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.